What's up, everybody? Welcome to yet another exciting episode of our Blue Zone Conversations powered by Durex. My name is Toke Makinwa. This is TM Pod. It is my podcast, and I have with me today one of my very good friends. This is how he talks. Hey, baby, what up? How you doing? The very first time I met you, we went to school together. Apart from that, but then when we saw each other again after
many
years,
yes.
I said to him, I said, "You have a voice for radio." I promise you, babe, I still think you should have a late night show. You know those love doctors sort of thing. It's the month of love. I think it suits you.
Come on.
Look at how you sound.
Because I first of all, I don't know that radio pays that well.
The money man.
Does it? No.
Well, it does. Well, that's you think there's
Well,
always been a long-standing conversations about about radio and paying. And my radio career wasn't that bad. I earned,
No, it wasn't. No,
you know what I
it
mean?
wasn't. Yeah.
And it also gave me opportunities to earn more, i.e., people get to know you and brands want to work on your slots and you make a lot of money, not even from voiceovers, but from selling slots of your shows to brands.
I hear you. But you've always said it, you know. And maybe I'll think about this.
And Durex would be happy to jump on because it's a late night show. So it's going to be like, hey, what's up, ladies of the night? Tell me your problems. I'll be like, hi, doctor, my man did this, he did that. And then you'll be like, because that's how you sound.
So it's going to be...
Can I give you like a...
Deyemi on the radio, powered by Durex.
There you go. Speak things into existence, my friend. There you go. You never know. And I'll be your first caller. I'll be like, it's the month of love. Like, you know, why is it that men just don't understand what we women need? Like, what do you think we women need, love doctor? Tell me.
Me. You know, I don't have the answers to any love questions. You know, I've been at this relationship game for so many years, but the questions are, it feels like year on, you know, year in, year out, it looks like the questions are even more than the answer. So you think you've scaled through some things, and then the next thing comes along and you're like, you really don't know anything, you know. And I think maybe that's what people need to know, you know. You kind of have all the answers.
You see why he should have this show? Look, now, that's the kind of guy that everyone will want to follow. You're not acting like you know it all. You're like, we're all learning together. Now, calm down, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to be your I know it all love doctor. I'll just tell you that we're working this thing out, right?
Yeah. And relationships, man. Like, how do you...
Have you been able to do this for over 10 years?
I don't know. Like, I literally woke up and I was like, wait, it's been 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's I tell people going to the gym, which I kind of I'm doing a bit more.
I was getting into that, but since you plunged in there, finish so I can...
And relationships feels like the same thing. You know, you have an idea of the kind of body you want. That's the way you need to have the kind of an idea of the kind of relationship you want. You have to go there and do the work, and it's painful. It's a painful process, you know. But as you lift one weight, you know, for you to get closer to your vision, you have to lift heavier weights. So you keep lifting heavier weights to become the version of yourself or your relationship that you want to see. I think most times people, for several other reasons, and you know, there's some very valid reasons why you should end the relationship. But I think sometimes we short circuit the process, you know, and we don't follow through to the point where we start to see the kind of results that we want. Again, this is an ideal situation where you have two consenting adults who respect one another and are ready to commit and love one another. In that case, yes, there's still going to be, you know, that battle to go through.
Do you think that there can be proper like healing after, say, for instance, like cheating, for instance? Because when I got divorced, I remember a friend of ours was like, I was so sure you guys were going to stick it out. And I thought you guys could have made such a solid unit if you did, because, you know, people like to respect people who walk through the fire, you know, and there are people that can make a comeback from that. And I've always just had that question in the back of my mind that, you know, is when people, like, say, if there's been infidelity, do you think that people can truly heal from it and the relationship can be the same again?
It's a tough question, but no, and I answered it this way. I'll use this example. When I was never going to get married. I didn't believe marriage could work for me, right? So I'd resign myself to certain things. But then I remember one time saying to myself, if I was going to get married, what kind of person would I get married to?
Mm.
And I wrote down a list. And I realized everything I wrote down was what I was aspiring to be. The kind of human being that I was trying to be was literally the person I was looking for. So, of course, that meant I needed to work on myself a little bit more.
Mm.
And then someone materialized
Mhm.
into my life, and she just fit,
Mm.
that image.
No, but you see, what you said right there is so powerful. Writing down what you want, you didn't realize that you were writing for yourself and not actually
Exactly.
for somebody else. Because
Exactly.
a lot of us write those lists and we're focused on that, what the person has to be, and not
Exactly.
on
Not on who
who we
we
are.
should be,
Whew,
who we should be,
that's
who we should be.
powerful.
And part of what I did was, again, you get married to a young lady, she looks beautiful, figure, everything on point. And then at some point she's gonna have kids for you. There are gonna be changes. I think a lot of people don't see that beforehand. I forced myself to see that and to think about it. What would happen, you know, if this were the circumstances, would I still have these feelings? Or how do I still manage to keep these feelings together, and still be sexually attracted to my wife? And I actually thought those things through. And it's the same thing with infidelity. And see how I went round to get to this. The same thing with infidelity. There are certain questions you need to answer, I think, before you get into a relationship.
Mm.
Um, and it's you paint a scenario and figure out how does this work for me. Um, and to say that, to add to that, is that prior to getting married, I asked myself this question about infidelity. What would I do
Mm.
if I found out that my partner had been unfaithful to me, um, had cheated on me? And as I thought about it, it occurred to me, where does that phrase, cheated on you, come from? Oh, he cheated on me, she cheated on me. Where is it? Because I'm thinking you have two people in a relationship who add value to each other's lives.
Mm.
Now, if I bring value to this relationship and you do something that takes away the value that I bring into your life away from you, you haven't cheated me. You've cheated yourself out of a relationship with me.
Oh yeah, God, that's it.
You know,
He's speaking. You see what I mean?
this is why I didn't know what to come
I
here.
never thought about it like that.
No, and so that was the most liberating, most empowering thought that I could. It's still you were hurt
Yeah.
because I've been there, um, and but with that as the foundation, I could find healing. It wasn't a me thing. I didn't own the cheating. It was I just left it where it was. And I found healing after that. But again, to answer your question directly, is that I do believe that you can find healing, but it takes an overwhelming amount of love.
Or work.
Work, love is work, my dear. Commitment and showing up
Mm.
for a person
Mm.
every single time, or as much as you humanly can, is work.
Mm.
And I think that male or female, whatever the circumstances that you find yourself where one party has been unfaithful,
Mm.
the solution really is to just love. If the
I
person
think I just
wants,
shut
yeah.
down.
No, no, I think the shutting down is fine. What I do believe that if this is coming from your spouse,
Mm.
he had to counter that shutting down with so much love. He had to break down that wall that had been built up because of what had happened with so much love. And so the answer for me is you just have to pour everything. If you
Mm.
truly love the person.
Yeah.
If not, maybe sometimes you can just walk
Yeah,
away. You
yeah.
guys just,
Because
yeah.
I mean, now before I used to be like, oh, cheating is a deal breaker. It is still for me. I mean, I people always say things like, oh, don't say that. How can you walk away from something because the person cheated? And I'm like, I can because I know how loyal I was. And I think for me, it was a case of all the hard work through the years,
Mm.
and it's like you get to a point where you just get tired. So I think my question for you also is like, how do you not get tired of doing the work? Like, sometimes I'm just like, dude, like I want to work on another part of my life.
Yeah.
I don't want to work on a relationship right
Right.
now. Do you know what I mean? And I can only hope that how we feel for each other will carry us through this phase. Because there are times that you are up for working. It's like, babe, let's communicate.
Oh,
Babe,
Lord.
let's go to the cinema. Babe, let's have sex 4
Yeah.
times a week. Babe,
Yeah.
let's do this. And there are times like, fuck that. I don't want to work. I want to
4
work on
times
my
a week is work?
4 times a week is too much.
Oh, wow.
You don't think so?
Okay.
Please, like I beg. I was not one of those. I mean, really, how many times do you guys have sex a week? 6 times a week?
Well, as long as you have
What is going on in your home?
you have daylight, you have
You guys are
nighttime.
like rabbits. What? 4 times a week is a lot. Be lucky if you even find sex once a week with me.
No, come on. Don't even say that.
Why?
That's
I'm
not
being
true. That can't be
honest.
true.
What do you mean?
My dear, wake up, oh.
I have to be shagging the man every day.
Every day.
What do you mean?
Morning, afternoon. How many times did you feed?
Morning, afternoon,
As
night,
much as you
Deyemi.
eat.
That's your rabbit. What does that mean? Okay, let me be. At least 4 times a week is fair.
Look, there's no timetable for this thing. There might be times you go weeks.
So you think that place needs to rest?
That no. That was what it was made for.
I don't want to be married.
No,
when next
listen.
I see you at an event, I'll be like,
No, hold
sis.
Hold up.
I get it.
First of all, that's what it was made for. You don't stop breathing because you're trying to rest your nose, or
sore.
you don't stop eating because you're trying.
When you say morning, afternoon, night, it does get sore. Like, why am I going to? You want me to be walking for?
And
like,
that's
hello.
that's if it's So again, there's no set rules, right? You work with what you have, but the default is that you should be having sex every time.
So you think sex?
And
is like
then
one of
if
the most
there is, so you're busy, you're working, you're traveling, you're tired, or you're stressed
Do you believe
out.
like in sexting or like phone sex when you guys are apart, like video sex?
Yeah.
Do you think it's healthy for relationships?
Yeah, I think so, definitely.
So you but I think you're like more of an action guy. That doesn't really work.
And because it doesn't get me there, so yeah. But I mean, it could work.
Okay, so I need to. I probably need some sex. I need to find out where to learn how to have sex more, because you're really making me feel bad. So I mean, you touched on something that I find that people don't talk about enough, and I respect you so much for going there. It's the fact that we are open to saying the only constant thing in life is change.
Right.
We're open to saying that all day, all long. But then when it comes to like relationships and marriages, we want to stay the same.
Yeah.
When we're afraid of our partners changing, because some of us are too scared to imagine what that means for the next phase of our lives.
Exactly.
And I'm going to say this, like I sometimes I feel like not every love is meant to be forever. I just feel like it's for a season, because sometimes you expire from who you used to be while you guys met. And now you're a different person and you want to pursue different things.
Right.
So when I see people like you who are in it for like, you've done a decade, it makes me wonder, like, how do you stop things from changing? Or if they change, how do you adapt to the change? And how doesn't it affect what you have?
Let me give you some insight from my life. As I said, I never thought I was going to get married. And getting in, divorce was an option. And I stated it very clearly, because I felt if you don't understand that divorce is a possibility, if you bury your head in the sand and you don't understand divorce is a possibility, then you wouldn't do what it takes or what's required to avoid it from happening. My wife said, we die here. Her own was, we die here. Like, divorce is not an option. Guess who thinks divorce is not an option now?